everyone. Welcome to another Sip and Chill with myself, X-Ray Girl, and my lovely co-host who looks super pensive right now, Tugs.
Hi, I'm so sorry. Discord is doing the bloop, bloop. I don't know how to make
I
it
don't hear it,
stop.
but it's all
Oh,
good.
good. You can't hear it? Okay, great.
Yeah, it's
That's
all
what
good.
matters.
We have 16-bit mascot who is already telling all my secrets. I am a little drunk. I don't look super chinky, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. I'm getting through it. So if you guys want, you can contribute to the wine fund with donations or super chats.
Wine fund, please. I only have 2 bottles left, and they're like these bottles from Costco that I bought 2 of on purpose because this particular brand they're not gonna sell anymore. So it had the little star of death on it, and I was like, ah! So
You know,
those are my 2 wine bottles left. I'm drinking Game of Thrones beer. This is
when
supposed
I
to
went to Wisconsin to the Mrs. Nerdrotic's brother-in-law's house, our brother's house, sorry. He had Kirkland Argentinian Malbec wine.
Oh, it's the best, and it's so
It
good.
is so good.
So
So thank you
like
so
like
much,
10 bucks.
Mr. Brother-in-law Nerdrotic. I don't know. I don't want to say names just because I don't know if what's out
Brother
there.
Roddick. Brother
Brother-in-law, brother in Nerdrotic. Oh, that sounds gross. Never mind. That's like a prawn hub type of thing, which I guess we're kind of in that little realm today with topics. Today, we're going to be talking about some articles I found about OnlyFans models and the consequences that they've experienced. I don't know. I like a frog caught in my throat or something, or the wine caught in my tongue.
Oh no, don't
You
clip
know.
that, you guys. Sorry, I'm done.
So yeah, that the consequences that these OnlyFans models have experienced, as well as we are going to go through episode 2 for the Love of Lena review. So do you have anything you want to go through first? Do you feel like the OF stuff? Zia is the best OF model. See, I will say this. Zia accepts everything that comes with being an OF model, and I don't think everyone else does.
That's fair. That's fair.
And I mean, she's made it public. She doesn't want kids, and it doesn't affect anyone else but her and her hubby, right? And I think that if you want to have kids, you know, there's going to be some massive consequences, especially if people find out.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. See, that's exactly what I heard too.
Did I say?
Yes, you did.
No.
I mean, you like your speech caught. You didn't do it on purpose.
It got caught. Like literally, there was like a little bit of like saliva in the back of my throat, and it got caught. And I didn't want to cough. If I kept speaking, I would have been like.
That's what she said.
Instead.
That is what she said.
Yeah.
I think before we get to too many shenanigans, and chat, don't leave us. All right, just bear with us. I think we should start with the Lena thing. Get it over with so we can move on to topics that don't remove my brain cells.
Okay, so for those who don't know, we did release a video on episode 1. So if you missed that, please check that out. Of our thoughts about meeting the men that are to date Lena the Plug. Yes, her name is Lena the Plug. Who is married to Adam 22.
Yeah.
Who we've known from our lovely internet friend. Did I say friend lightly? Acquaintance. Acquaintance is probably the better word. Although she doesn't know about us. So one-sided acquaintance. Pearl. And she has had very strong opinions about Adam 22's relationship with Lena the Plug. And so they have a reality television where they're doing a romantic relationship competition to find a man to join them in a threesome.
For their cornography.
Yes, where they'll eat corn the long way.
Oh my God.
I'm so sorry. I made that one up today.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Instead of yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I honestly never knew about them until Pearl talked about them. And I mean, the only other couple that I know that's kind of in that super open relationship is Destiny and his wife. But the difference between them is they don't actually use it to make money. I think they just enjoy doing the actual act.
Yeah.
Which I don't know, I respect a lot more. I mean, grifting off of it is the next level, I suppose.
I
But
mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. And honestly, Lena and Adam, like that whole this is, and I did pay attention this time. This is after, which I know you don't know much about, but for people in the chat who are like, why do I know these names of these dumb people? It's because she did a video with a man that was not her husband. Jason Love, I think his name is. You can Google him. I would do it very carefully, but he's a specimen. Is a good word to describe him that Twitter just lost their minds over. He's very muscular. He's just, and so the video of the two of them, which is where all this started, was released and people were clipping it. Like, she looks more happy with him than any of her videos with her own husband. And it was a big controversy. And that's how, like, just Curly and the Daily Wire guys gotten, like, there was a whole big, I mean, it was probably a week-long fiasco, and he was just trying to defend his wife, and she was like, no, I did this, and people were like literally screenshotting her face, like, you've never made this face with your husband, don't lie, no cat, like, it was bad. So that's how Pearl and Matt Walsh and all them got involved. That was what happened. So then it became like more people who are in that sphere who don't watch those type of videos were like, wait, what's going on? And even Destiny was like, bro,
I can't even defend you. Well, there we go. We got some background information. I didn't even know you knew the tea on that. I just, heard from
accidentally, because I was like, what the heck is going on? And I can't remember who shared it. It might have been Pearl, might have been somebody retweeting. So I don't remember now, but I was like,
I don't know.
How did I end up on this side of Twitter? I don't want to be here.
It sounds kind of gross. Like, the idea that you have to do the research into finding this information out. Like, I wouldn't want to subscribe or whatever you have to do to find that information. Like, you have to watch that content. I'm sounding like Nick Strokes right now.
Yeah, it was not. It was not. And then knowing that background, which is why I said, for those of you who did watch our episode 1 reaction, I was like, Lena has a type, but it's not her husband. If you know anything about the Jason Love situation, you'll see she has a type. I don't want YouTube to ban me, but she's got a type.
Tricky says, I haven't heard of Pearl until we talked about it. I don't do the drama side of YouTube. I don't either. I think I actually have a genuine interest in talking about relationships, not in the side of like drama. And I think, from myself and Tugs, we try to keep out of the drama. And when we talk about actual dramatic stuff, we talk about the facts. We don't try to make fun of people for their looks or whatever it is. I try to stay factual, as good as you can know from the internet. So there you go.
Fair.
Yeah, I think that's a very fair look at it. But relationships are hard. Okay, they're very difficult, and I don't think,
especially when you're bringing in 10 guys to
potential mates. Yeah. So
bang your wife.
This episode started off with a lovely push-up competition.
Oh, Lord. That was the I was like, really? I don't know. I don't know why I thought that there was going to be, and maybe I'm reading too much into this. I thought there was going to be slightly more substance. Like, ma'am, have you tested these men?
You know what, though? I will say,
medically tested them.
Well, I mean,
I don't know.
You just need to know if they have a hard on, and most of them are corn stars, so it's not like they can't. They have to be able to get it up. But
no, I mean like for other things,
disease,
like for like diseases, and some of them, not all of them are like professional corn stars. They're just, if you listen the way they talk, they just do it. So is it amateur? That's a problem. You're not being tested if it's not professional. Do you know see where I'm coming with this?
I think with the amount of applications they probably could have had, that's part of the interview process. We just don't talk about it.
I hope so. I hope so. I was kind of hoping for, like, I don't know what I was hoping for. I don't know. Honestly. All right, continue anyway. Push-up challenge. We lost the rat guy, who I think I said last episode should have been turned immediately right away back down the stairs along with mac and cheese.
Yes, his name is Crip Daddy, but I call him Crip Mac and Cheese because he looks like he eats a lot of mac and cheese. Oh yeah, Crip
Crip
Mac. Crip Mac and cheese. I think that they wanted to keep Crip Mac because they didn't even get him to do any push-ups. I'm sorry, he
Yeah.
does not look like he could do push-ups. Now, if you guys don't know who this is, and I don't even know who he is himself, Crip Mac is. Once you take a look at him, you're like, ah, makes sense. Wait, I need a body shot of him. Okay, this is the best I got. I just did a Google search. No, I think you have a good idea.
It's a big boy. I mean,
He's
kudos.
a big boy. Look at
I
him
get it.
here. And
I
then
can't with that picture with her on the couch. Like,
it's the meme. It's the meme. And we
like I
have
said, she's so
the
tight.
guy who left.
The
Mr.
rat guy.
Rat Ralph. I'm not gonna say his middle name.
Mhm. You know what's crazy though is so poor Duke. I was like, I'm gonna watch this on the TV because we have the YouTube app on my Fire Stick. And so he's like, oh my God, these guys are ridiculous. But we both came to the conclusion the push-up challenge, was it Jay Hefner was not even doing push-ups. He wasn't going all the way
Oh,
doing
he
doing
wasn't
like
doing
the
full.
half.
Like, he wasn't even getting to 135 degrees.
No, I'm like, he's
So
not
he
doing
so
actual push-ups. Like,
so she
come on.
yeah, if she didn't like him or Adam didn't like him, I'm quite sure they would have kicked him out.
They would have kicked him out. Oh, for sure. They were so quick to kick, and I'm not sad at it, but they were so quick to kick rat cheese guy out because he literally couldn't do one, which I'm not judging. I can't do one either. So I get it. But they were so quick to kick him out because he didn't have proper form. They made a big stink about Adam. Be like, well, I'm looking for proper form. Blah blah blah. He didn't have proper form. Jay Hefner did. There is a technique where you do those half push-ups and it like gives you that pump. It's a thing, but that's not a real push-up. Lil D's the only one that did the push-ups properly, and kudos to him. And
You know
Duke
what
and
it
I
is?
were like, get out. This guy should also be kicked out. And the
It's
only reason he stays because she thinks he's pretty, and that's
pretty
it.
privilege.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just for women that get pretty
Mhm.
privilege. It's for men as well.
Yep.
I mean, they are objectifying men in this. So
Yeah.
wow, it's really about pushing up your bank account. I mean, all of them are there to push up their bank account.
Let's take
I
the
don't
wheel.
know if they're that interested in being with Lena, but the exposure you're getting from it, like the last time that first episode, I noticed there was 500,000 views. So imagine that's like advertising for
Oh yeah.
your
Oh
stuff.
heck yeah. Oh heck yeah.
So you're winning
And
either way.
That's why I was like, Crip Mac and Cheese is he's got to be a real part of that gang because there's no way they would let him go on, and not national television, but a YouTube channel that's going to get 1 million views on stuff, possibly more, and not, you know what I mean? So he just creeps me out. I don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah. CJ, would you want to have a chance at Lena the Plug? Now, I don't actually think she's like ugly or anything. I think Lena's actually pretty.
Oh my God, Duke's first words were like, she's not even that pretty. And I was like, are you?
I think she's
really?
pretty.
I mean, she's definitely done up. He doesn't like the done up though, like the implants and all that stuff. So I guess that makes sense.
Like she's definitely more plastic than human, but I think she's still pretty. I think without her makeup, she probably would look like
Normal,
gorgeous.
Oh, there's Jason Love.
Where is he?
I think that's him right there in that theme. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe. She likes black guys? Is that what it is? Like she's
there it is. I've been like trying to find a politically correct way to say this, but not all. I don't know her history, but if you look at the photo on the couch and you look at Jason Love, hello.
I mean,
the girl's got a type. Like, it is not her husband.
all the, you know
do
what?
You see her husband?
I
do you see these guys?
I think this was done for the meme. Okay, this was done for the meme of all.
Yeah, but look who's left. Look who's left on the show. Come on. Come on. She's got a type. I'm not judging. She has a type. Everybody does. But it's not the man she's married to. And I find that awkward. Even Duke was like, does she love her husband? I don't know. I have questions. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, you do you. I think she actually has a love for him. I don't know if she's in love with him. You know? Some people get to that point. That's okay.
Watch the comments, guys. Watch them. I see you guys. She is literally a meme. She is. Oh my god, this poor girl.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean,
so
you know what
they do
though?
the push-up challenge. Yes, go ahead.
She looks better. Her makeup looks better than some people's we know out there in the world. So.
I can't do makeup like that, so kudos.
Mm-hmm. Anywho, so yeah, the push-up challenge. We see Ractic Ralph leave the
Bye-bye, Ralph.
show. I'm not crying over that.
Nobody was sad about that. Mm-mm.
You know, he really
Except for
gave a
Ralph.
bad impression.
Rat was.
Rat, yeah. He gave a
was
bad
sad.
impression. He kept on calling his male juices cheese. Because it's not a good way to call your fluids, you know? When I think cheese, I think curds, I think stringy and goopy, and like that's just not what I want to think about coming out of your body. Like, am I gonna be attracted to that? No. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Nearsighted Cyclops, I apologize. So I call him, yeah, I now refer to online anything that deals with male body fluids as cheese.
As cheese? Oh, Lord. Not the cheese. What did the cheese do to you?
Yeah, he's just like, I want to fill you with my cheese to Lena. And I'm like, bleh, bleh, bleh.
My rat cheese. My rat cheese. And you're like, okay, two things are wrong with that statement. One is rat and the other is cheese. Like, what are you doing?
Look at this. If it's chunky, there's something wrong.
We don't know the details. I didn't ask. Neither did Lena. And kudos to her for that because.
I mean, she told him to put his pants on. Everyone was uncomfortable. He was wearing a Borat kind of suit. So his butt was out. I'm sure his junk fell out a few times. And it's just
with the rat.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's just not. And no. Nobody looks good in that. Okay. Skinny, fat, doesn't matter. The Borat actor didn't look good in that thing. All right.
No, but he did it for the meme of being Borat. You know?
Yeah.
It's comedy.
So he goes home. And then they're like, okay, the next competition, because he couldn't do enough push-ups in a minute. And she was adamant. She was like, no, if you can't even do it. He's like, well, obviously I'm not gonna. And kudos to him though. Kudos to Cheese, because he was like, I'm not gonna be able to do that because I'm not as like, look at me compared to these guys. Like, there's no way. You know, he's honest with himself. Kudos. I gave him props on that one. And so she sent him home. So then the next thing that they did to eliminate these guys, which I also find kind of, I don't know what I was expecting, but she did like a trivia game and they were all sex related questions, like the Guinness Book of World Records.
They were supposed to be female anatomy related.
Oh, now, yeah. They're supposed to be female.
Female questions were there?
One.
Yeah.
There was one.
And the rest dealt with the male penis.
Yeah. And like Guinness Book of World Records information, which nobody's going to know. I feel so bad for, we talked about this in episode 1. Again, you can watch it if you want, but there was one guy on there called John Legendary. And he kind of did look like John Legend, like if John Legend gains a couple pounds. But he was really nice. He showed up in a suit. He brought her a rose. Like, he was really nice. I was telling Duke, I was like, I like him the best. Like, if I was in her situation, like, he's just very nice. And I think I probably would have chosen him. But anyway, he is an engineer and he's very brain smart, but nobody who sits down and reads these Guinness Book of World Records. It was like one of the questions was, one of the questions was, what is the longest that a guy has shot his rat cheese. His cheese in history or whatever, and the answer was like 18 feet or something stupid. And I'm like, who knows this?
What does that have to do with the way you can? What does that have to do with the way you can have sex with a woman? Knowing this information, if anything, this made it sound super gay.
Yeah, it was really weird. I'm like, first of all, who's going to know this information off the top of their heads? Secondly, what does that have to do with performance on camera, for 1, in the bedroom, for 2, on camera and in the bedroom, for 3, on camera in bed in the bedroom with a guy and a woman, for 4? I have several questions. Again, I don't know what I was expecting.
Yeah, no, it really should have been like, where do you find the G spot? I don't know. Like, come on.
What do you do? What do you do if, I don't know, put him in a situation? You know, here, pop quiz.
Can you
something
have the
weird
G-spot
happen
in your butt? I don't know. I actually have questions about that. Can you?
Yeah, like, who's gonna know this? No. So we lost poor John Legendary, who I liked. I was very sad about that. And we
I
lost
like Nick Strokes too, to be honest.
Nick Strokes. Yeah, he seemed really nice.
He was
So
funny
those 2 went
because
home.
of his simpery of the,
Yeah.
Wow, BB, thank you. G spot's next to the F spot.
Correct. There you go. I just don't
Yeah.
understand.
And
I don't
they
know.
asked like, what was the biggest dick in the Guinness
Hmm.
World Book of Records? Like, what?
Who knows that? Not me. I still don't even
Not
know the
me.
answer.
I
They
got
answered it, but I don't
I
remember the
got it
answer.
wrong. I absolutely got it wrong. I got most
I
questions wrong
just,
except for
like,
maybe one.
who knows this stuff? Like, if that was me, I'd be like, okay, what happens if I don't know, pick a scenario. I don't know. I don't even know what scenarios, but whatever situations can come up when filming a corn, what would you do in this situation? Or how would you handle this? Or what if I said I didn't want to do this and that's your favorite thing to do? Or what? I don't know. What?
Yeah. I think the only good question they had was what was Lena's favorite position?
Yes, that made sense to me. What's if you want this so badly and you say you've done your research, what is her favorite? That makes sense to me.
Yes.
For a competition. That one made
I
sense.
think
The
Nick
rest of it,
Strokes
no.
actually got that one too because he's
Yes, because he's like, "I watched all your videos," which kudos, buddy.
you do
Kudos.
your thing. I mean, I don't pay for that stuff. I don't watch that stuff even if it's free. I just, there are better things to do in life, at least for me.
Just
And
tell
if you
me.
partake in that, that's great for you. I couldn't do that much research into this.
I can't. No, but I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting, but questions like that, I was like, okay, that would make sense because it's a competition for her. But no, it was all these Guinness Book of World Records stats, and I'm like, what does this have to do with anything? I don't know.
I don't know.
And that's how the episode ended, literally. And so now it's all these other guys, and I don't even know, something about pool, and 2 of the guys are
Mhm.
gonna get into a fight because why not? And I don't even know anymore.
This is a thing. They've have his
No.
preserved in a museum. No, I'm not looking it up. Tim F, I'm not looking that up. I'll believe you. I'll believe you.
Goodness. Yeah.
Jonathan asks, do you think these questions would be about compatibility sexually rather than general knowledge? Absolutely. And that's the thing. It's like, I think that when you're coming at the show, and we've seen it with The Bachelor, it's about finding the algorithm to attract watchers.
Mhm.
And I think,
Mhm.
honestly, Crip Mac should have left a long time ago.
Yeah.
Lena was turned off by him, but the fact that he probably has some of the biggest notoriety in the show is why he's there still.
Yeah.
And that's it. And I mean, someone in my comments, in the comments, put like Churdley has a big YouTube channel. He was definitely doing a bit, and
Was
I mean,
he?
mhm,
Yeah, I knew it. I was like, there's
allegedly.
no way.
Like he can't
I
actually be
like
like that.
him.
I loved him. He was so funny. My favorite part is like, "Can you show me your stroke?" And he goes, "Friend stroke."
I
It's
liked
so
Shirley
adorable.
a lot. He was nice, and I think too, like, when we talked about this for the last episode, I think that he definitely there's no way, like, he was playing that whole virgin bit, there's
Hmm.
no way, and she just didn't let it play out, and that's fine, but I would have kept him. I would have immediately sent Rat Cheese and Crip Mac right back down the stairs, like, goodbye. Get
Yeah. I mean,
out.
he was so freaking creepy with grabbing of the booty right away. Like you just met the girl, and I mean, not to get into like hashtag me too type of movement, but at the same time, you can't go grabbing a girl's butt out of nowhere. She didn't
Mm.
flirt with you. Like she really did not flirt with him at all.
No, I don't know why he's still there. And then, okay, so this episode, 2 things stood out to me. One, again, Crip Mac, please don't come for us. Okay, I'm sorry. But Crip Mac and the interviews, it was all bleeped out. He's like, I want to bleep this and do this and bleep this and blah 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 blah. Blah. Like everything he
Oh,
said
his
was
favorite line
bleeped
is,
out.
"I want to
Oh my God.
blow your coochie and a hole."
Yes, and then I don't know, this episode, it was all bleepy bleep 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 bleep, and it was awful. And then another thing that stuck out to me that I found kind of a red flag, as far as in
Kind of.
general, but the situation in general. So Thugger, the pretty one that she liked,
Mhm.
his interview, I don't know if you caught this, but his interview, I can't remember what was going on, but he was like, "Oh, I'm selfish in the bedroom. Once I finish, I'm done."
Oh, yes,
Right?
yes.
And
I
then the
commented.
question about the Guinness Book of World Records for women's like orgasms. After that question, it cuts to his interview after that, and he's like, "Well, don't worry, Lena. I can give you 135 plus in an hour. I'm trying to beat that record." And both Duke and I were like, "You just said that you were selfish in the bedroom and you don't care if she finishes or not. So which is it? Because you can't play both sides, buddy. Like you are just contradicting the hypocrisy,
I
sir.
think you know
Settle down."
what? There are guys who want to show off
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
as if they can do it, but I think that I choose to believe that latter statement that he actually is selfish in bed,
Oh yeah,
you
no.
know?
His true self came out in that first part of the interview, and then he tried to backpedal, or he got caught up in the moment, maybe, which is possible because everybody was talking
Maybe
about,
it's
"Oh
a
my god, that's
joke.
so
Yeah,
much."
guys do
Yeah.
that too, you know, like, "Oh my
I
god, I'm
was
gonna."
just like, dude, you can't. That's I don't
Yes.
know. He rubs me
Yeah,
the
you
wrong
can't do
way.
that.
I can't with him either.
His name is Thugger, yes.
Yes.
Not to be confused. And B being, you're not supposed to grab a girl's butt. Now, you can, but you have to feel the room, right? If upon first meeting, like me and Tugs, like we ran to each other at the airport, and to say like we talked to each other romantically for like months, then maybe I'd grab her butt. But we did not talk romantically. I did not grab her butt, and it was fine.
It was fine.
I'm sure after a couple days, grabbing her butt would have been fine if I was romantically interested in her, but I was not. So it just, it depends on the situation. It smells really good right now. Sorry,
Mark
it
must be
smells like mac and
cooking.
cheese. But yeah, don't grab a girl's butt unless you feel the sexual tension. And you have to make sure it's not just one-sided because that happens a lot too. Maybe. He's asking if I want some. We have a Raider in the chat. Oh my god, with 51.
Oh my god.
99. Cheers. Oh my gosh, Raider, you are on a roll. And I have legitimately finished a bottle of wine tonight.
Yay! I gotta
Cheers. Thank you,
jump this off.
Raider.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So yeah, so that's episode 2 of Lena the Plug. Episode 3, I think, is out or comes out
It's out
relatively
already.
soon. Oh,
We
they drop.
will review it probably next week after I'm back from LA.
Yes.
It
Hopefully I still have brain cells left.
honestly, like we look at Bachelor and it seems pretty bad, but this is way worse, I think.
This is way, way worse. I'm
Again.
going to go ahead and just watch The Bachelor for the rest of my life and not feel bad about it ever again. Ever again. I want nobody
Especially
to pick
after
on me
all
for
that.
it.
Like it's not that
Jeez Louise.
bad.
So yeah, so we'll review episode 3 once she gets back from LA, and who knows how many episodes there will be. I imagine at least 10 because there were 10 guys, but that's just a guess. I don't know.
I mean, they kicked off 3 on this episode, so I
That's fair.
know in the beginning the finale and who ends up being the guy is on their podcast. So
See,
if you guys
spoilers.
want
That's
us
what I
to
was
do
saying.
this, because I don't want to sign up for their podcast.
Heck no. Mm-mm.
If you guys really want,
It'll be on Twitter. We'll find it that way. Please. So somebody on Twitter's
no,
gonna
we
leak
want to
it.
watch the episode and review it.
Oh, well, there's that. That I can't help you with.
If you want us to do it, let us know.
Let us know.
Below.
And then let us know in the comments below. And that concludes our Lena the Plug discussion. I can't do it anymore. I'm done.
You're like, I need to get out of this discussion.
Comment, subscribe, because I'm going to edit this into a video later. So please like, comment, and subscribe if you like our content. Even if you don't like our content, we'll take a pity like. Help us.
Take a pity like. Yeah. I'm not above a pity like.
Especially in this situation. Help us. Lena, I hope you find your man. Kudos, lady.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes. So, yeah. All right. So we're getting to the second part of our episode. I was listening to some podcasts recently about just like OnlyFans models and the stuff that they've experienced, and especially with like kids and
Oh
some of the
Lord.
consequences you have being an OnlyFans model. And we kind of alluded to it earlier. Zia, who we know
Mhm.
obviously does OnlyFans, she has fully accepted all the stuff that comes with it. And I think the fact that, she doesn't plan on having kids really does help with it, because if you plan on having a normal family life, there's something so protective primarily for sons of their mother.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
this is even before OnlyFans. A lot of people will be like, "Oh, your mom is so hot." What do guys do in that situation?
Pick on each other.
Yeah, they fight. They're like, "I'm going to protect my mom." It's genetics. You want to protect your family. Oh, thank you, Sully.
Thank you, Sully.
Appreciate it.
Can you go do it again on the actual video when we post it? Thanks. Thank you so much.
So I don't know. I feel really bad for kids. It's taking upon the actual efforts your parents have in something that,
Mm,
I mean, sure, it helps them as children, but it doesn't help them mentally.
mhm, mhm.
So I found a bunch of different articles on different things that have happened to different kids in different families based on moms being OnlyFan models. And it's really sad
Oh,
from what I've
she's
seen.
pretty.
Oh, she's gorgeous. Do you want to read the title for me?
Sure. OnlyFans model responds after school suspends her son due to her adult content. Oh no, this poor kid.
Mm-hmm.
It's not his
Imagine
fault.
it's
Ban
not
her
his
from the
fault.
school. Jeez, oh my lord, jeez.
Mm-hmm. So last
I
month it
wasn't
was
ready.
revealed that a school suspended this son OnlyFans star's Sarah Blake Cheek after finding her account, resulting in the model going viral. Following the
Oof.
news, many haters began accusing Cheek of robbing her son of his.
Can we not call her Cheek? Can we call her
I think it's her
Sarah
last
Cheek?
name. That's her
I
last
know, but
name.
it's weird.
Robbing her son of his childhood and purposely wanting him to get bullied.
I don't think that that's
What?
true.
Oh no, 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 no. I don't think she wanted to get bullied. I think she
The
was just so.
millionaire. Can we still hold on? Time out. However, the millionaire anyway isn't backing down. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go cry and
Good
poor
for her
people.
that she's a millionaire. I think she should put her son in private school or homeschool.
I don't know that that would make it any better. Homeschool would make it better. Private school definitely would not make it any better because private school is usually, listen, I'm stereotyping here, but they're usually full of rich kids who have nothing better to do than to bully each other. So, Chris Gore says, save the drink for tomorrow. Listen, sir,
Chris, it's
we do it on both days.
empty. It's empty. We're here. Hi,
She's
Chris. I love
drinking
you, Chris.
air. She's drinking air now.
Yeah, I'm an airhead. That's why I'm a bimbo. As reported, the star Cheek defended herself as a mother and took aim at those who don't agree with her job at OnlyFans. My kids are happy, healthy, and well taken care of. They also are raised to love others and know when someone is bullying them, if it's a them problem, not a you issue.
Oh, when someone is bullying them, it's a them problem, not a you issue. Now that's fair. That is fair. It is definitely a them problem. Bullies, we all know, I think a lot of studies have come out that like bullies are not okay. They're not okay. However,
However, I think you have to take into account that everything you do, like say it's her selling drugs
I'm not wrong.
instead of sex, you know? I'm sorry, the
Oh
dog
yeah,
is like crying at me. Um,
she wants her
that
mac and
is
cheese.
still gonna affect your child. If people are gonna come
Mhm.
at you and be like, "Oh my god, you stole stuff from me, guns and I don't know, maybe you have beaches at your house," depending on how.
Listen, not even anything that crazy. If she was a teacher, let's say she's fine and she's a teacher, and she's a teacher. We talked about this with Dan the other day. She's a teacher at the school that her kid goes to. You bet they're going to make fun of him at some point. And be like, oh, teacher's pet. Oh, your mom goes here. Did she bring you your lunch? Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? I've seen it firsthand growing up. We all have. If
Mhm.
you have a family member that works in the school that you go to, principal, teacher, whatever, you get picked on. And that's like the most innocent thing you can do. I can't even imagine. Kids are so brutal. Kids are not nice to their own parents. Okay? Jeez. Oh
Mm-hmm.
my Lord.
And if all these kids are consuming her product, how embarrassing is that as a
Well, there's that. So
child?
you know that's the first thing. That's probably what happened. Big brother. I don't know how old this kid is, but a big brother somewhere probably was watching her stuff. And his little brother saw it or heard about it and looked and was like, wait a minute. The kids aren't dumb. They could be mean, but they're not dumb. They put two and two together, and there you are. It's ridiculous.
Absolutely. So I don't know. It's just, how do you not know that there's consequences and know that there's gonna be hurt along with it? In addition to being suspended from school, Chica has also been briefly banned from being able to attend her son's sporting events, the last of which she had a feud with a religious teacher at a hockey game. Sounds
See,
like
now she's causing problems, probably because of her work, and the religious teacher was like, that's not how that works, right? With the Jesus. We've had this conversation. Like, just because like you have to change your ways, sort of thing, or whatever it was. Oh my god, now she's causing problems. No, yeah. Bye. She's gotta go.
if there, I think a lot of this is, especially in this situation, if you are in a religious school, because it's kind of insinuating that,
Yeah, I wonder if it was a religious school that she sent him to.
or if it's just the teacher that was religious, but let's just say it's a religious school for this example. You really should be setting an example for your child, as well as teachers are setting an example for the children, because that's the best way to guide them in nonverbal communication. Do as you're told, teach as you do, So I think having that kind of conflict in, I want to make money. This is an easy way to do it. It's sinful according to the Bible, I'm assuming. I've not read the Bible.
It is.
So should you do it? I think, that's up to you, but you also have to set a good example for your child. It's like the same thing. Let's talk about drugs. If you do drugs in front of your child, should you do drugs in front of your child? Probably not. If the school finds out you're doing drugs, guess what they're going to do? They're going to take your child away from you.
Yeah. Call CPS.
So
same thing.
It's kind of like, yeah, you kind of have to look at that in that type of lens, especially in a religious school. Yes. And maybe Stacy's mom has got it going on. I mean, she's very hot. Okay. I will agree. She's very pretty. Look at her. But, I would not, if my friends looked at my mom like this, I would never let them around her. I don't want to hear it. And that's speaking on a female perspective. Males tend to be more territorial. Don't want to deal with it. My son does not deserve to be discriminated against. Neither does my family. If you don't like what I do, ask yourself why it bothers you, she concluded. How do you feel about that statement? Do you think that's like a good way to kind of rationalize that?
No.
Why?
No, I don't. Neither does my family. If you don't like what I do, ask yourself why it bothers you. I think she's putting the blame on them. And I can see where, and I can see where that's also wrong because it's not the kid's fault. Do I think that she should not be allowed, especially because she got in an altercation with a teacher? Yeah, maybe you don't come to sporting events and we don't want to see you at PTA. He could bring grandma or dad if there even is one in the picture, that kind of thing, right? But also for you to be like, well, ask yourself why it bothers you. Well, murder bothers me. Do I have to ask myself why it bothers me? No. Do I have to ask myself why watching somebody steal something from a bank or whatever bothers me? No. It's kind of the same thing, right? It's morally not okay, which is why it bothers people. The general population. You are the exception, but it bothers the general population because it's morally not okay. Whether it's okay outside of morals, that's a debate for a modern time, but morally, it's not okay, right? And so she's putting the blame on them because I think that she's getting defensive. And usually, when you get super defensive about something, it's because you're guilty of the thing or you're embarrassed of the thing, or and this is just psychologically speaking for anybody, if you're super defensive about something, it's usually because you feel some type of way about it. So she's overly defensive. She's blaming them when in reality, I think deep down that she knows that this is not okay and that it's her fault that her son is could be. And then I don't think they mentioned in this article, but possibly being bullied at school, possibly being the target of harassment, possibly being this, blah, this, that, and the other. And she's feeling guilty, but she doesn't want to back down because she's a strong, independent, modern woman. So she doesn't want to back down. You know what I mean? She wants to stand up and say, well, I can do what I want. This is the modern society. When in reality, there's a part of her that's like, uh-oh, I messed up.
Yeah, I think this is a little bit
of
she's
gaslighting them. Yeah, for sure.
Now, Mark brings a good point here. Banning a mother from going to see her kids' sports is pretty damn harsh. Now, maybe I don't know how
we don't know what kind of school it is either, too.
We don't know what kind of school. We're just assuming it's religious. And we don't know how she is dressed going to these events.
I mean, she got into an altercation with the teacher, which I've seen parents get suspended from watching games, in my school time for less. I think
we need more context in that then. But I think
she didn't get banned though. Not banned, but whatever the word they use. She didn't get banned from seeing her son play in the sports until she got an altercation with the teacher though. So I don't know if that happened before or after. I don't know.
If she dressed super trad wife at these games, I don't think people would have noticed as much because like how I move throughout the day in my normal life, I don't think people would recognize me. Now, mind you, most Asians, you kind of just like move in the background. But I think if she's fully made up, makeup, hair, outfits, people will recognize her. So maybe the question is she looking like her OnlyFans model version of herself, or is she looking like the mom version of herself? Because most moms don't look cute.
King Crash's defined altercation. Did she hit a teacher or was it an argument? There's a difference. There may be a difference, but you're still getting into an altercation with somebody. So in this article, they say that she got into an argument with a religious teacher over whatever. So that for them to suspend somebody, and I've seen it, it had to have turned into a screaming match, right? Standing up in each other's faces, screaming match. Maybe she was standing over the teacher. That's how that happens. I've seen it happen. So I don't know if this was before or after the OnlyFans thing was revealed, and maybe that was like the last straw for them. They were kind of on the fence about it. We're not going to say anything, and then that happened. I don't know. But when you're getting into an argument with staff that escalates to the point where they suspend you from coming to games to watch your son play, whether you agree with it or not, whether you think it's harsh or not, you have entered into an altercation with staff members, and it's a safety issue, or it could be a safety issue. So whatever happened.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, whatever happened, whether it was, oh my God, you're just so judgmental, and F Jesus, and I don't care. And the teacher was like, well, Jesus is the way, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. Right? You have gotten into a spat with staff, and that can be a safety issue. So that's why she gets banned. So whether you agree with her or not, that I don't know.
I love how in the chat, like BB's like, what if she donated one month of her OF salary to the school, like $50K? I don't think that's a way to kind of staunch it, but like we've seen a lot of versions of that with Gossip Girl where they throw money to solve a problem. And it works sometimes. And look at the university. People donate money to get their kids in school.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a hard subject to kind of approach. This is so new. And I think until we see examples of this, as we've seen, people don't know how to traverse this issue, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I mean here, like the suspension came amid a tsunami of scandalous stories involving OF models, such as a teacher who filmed content on student deaths and another being arrested for indecent exposure, which I think for the two of those, you definitely should get arrested for that.
Yeah, and
That's
it may be
not
a
okay.
preemptive thing, I don't know, but and which is not necessarily fair either, but I get it. Like, I grew up on a side of town in Vegas where if you got in, you usually were it was act first and then kind of assess the situation later just because we had a reference. So I get it. Like, you're getting into it with a staff member, it's a possible safety issue depending on what's going on. We don't know what kind of school it is, it doesn't specify. We don't know if it's a private school, public school, or whatever. Either way, especially if it's a private school, they have the right to do whatever they want. Public school's a little back and forth, it's a little gray area because they're government owned kind of thing, but the private schools, they can throw you out for less. They can throw you out for sneezing wrong. They can throw you out for wearing the wrong earrings because you didn't adhere to the dress code. Do you know what I mean? So private schools, we don't know. It doesn't specify, but yeah. So
I don't know.
Is decent exposure.
It depends on the state, I suppose.
Yeah,
Depends
I
on
don't
the
know.
state. Oh
So I
God.
don't know. I wish they would have specified what kind of school it was. You know, if it
I
was a
think
charter school or
they
something like
just
that.
mentioned the teacher. That was it.
Yeah, that was it. And it's and they specified a religious teacher. So I don't know. I don't know. That doesn't help. But
You could be religious and work in the public sector, so
this is true too, Tricky. It's not new
what did
though.
you
Stripper
say?
moms, prostitute moms, etc. Were all stigmatized by towns and known. They weren't barred from school events because of their profession if they caused a huge scene, though. Exactly, right? So here's the thing. Exactly. So yeah, everybody knew what little Billy's mom did. Nobody talked about it. But then Billy's mom got into a fight with another mom or a teacher, and that was the last straw. Like, oh, we can't have that. That's could be what happened here. It could be very well be what happened here. It doesn't mean that the mom was wrong. It doesn't mean the mom that was right. But it is a taboo thing, especially depending on what kind of school it is. Again, I wish they would have specified that because that would give us a lot of context.
Sorry, this is really good. Mark makes good mac and cheese.
I want some. I
Mhm.
want mac and cheese.
I'll make you some one day. One day.
Yes,
I say do what you want, but know that what happens with your kids. And I mean, like, say if I were to do it, I think I would approach it like how I kind of mentioned earlier. I would be plain Jane, no makeup, nothing, hair not done, look completely like a slob during the day. And I mean, I kind of do it right now anyway, so it's kind of not really that big of a difference.
That's fair.
And the only reason people recognize me is because I'll wear things like logos, or I have Mark with me. That's the only way. No one has ever recognized me besides the fact that I've had Mark or wearing paraphernalia from any of the like Geeks and Gamers or Nerdrotic. So it's just the way. And I definitely
Shield
don't fight.
wall. Is there not a father in the picture? Sorry, catching up. We don't know. The
No idea.
article doesn't specify. I'm sure if we looked it up, maybe we could find out more. But we don't know. It doesn't specify.
Miss Cheeks and all.
Miss
Darren Murphy for $4.99. Did you both hear about the 13-year-old who was suicidal after classmates found out about his mother's OF? Oh my God.
There's quite a few stories about that. Quite a few. I don't know if the one that you're talking about, if it's the one I'm thinking of, he actually ended up going through with it. If it's the one I'm thinking of. I don't know if it's the same one, but yeah, there's quite a few out there because again, the bullying. You know what I mean? First of all, you have to deal with like, oh my God, my mom's like naked on the internet. You know, I don't know how you handle that.
That's the thing is like you have this inherent need to protect your mom, and the thing is with ending your life, like you feel like there's nowhere to turn to. And clearly there's a barrier between you and your mom or your parents or the school or anyone really that they can't feel like they trust to talk to. And it's really sad. Here we go. We have, oh, that's a channel. Never mind. I need to find this article.
While you're doing that, Davina says, quote, thank you for the legwork, Davina. Cheek had moved to Tampa, Florida with her husband. Ah, there is a father. Does it make it better? I don't know. and their 3 children in 2019. However, after Matt was injured at work and COVID forced her to shut her hair salon's doors, she turned to, oh, wait, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Social media, where she had amassed thousands of followers, and we all know what happened there.
See, I think that's the hard part, is that you
So
can't
many
accept
people.
it. Like, if I had kids, I don't know how I would do it until I'm in that position. I won't say what I would do, but like, it's a tough moment where I, I would do everything to make sure there's food on the table.
Mhm.
And I've said this to Mark, like, he knows my boundaries. I know what his boundaries are. He definitely wants me to show more boobs. I'm not going to do it. So, like those things like that. Would I be able to have a conversation with children if I couldn't put food on the table? And with the economy, OnlyFans is an option. Would I? Probably. Maybe.
I don't know.
But it's hard to know,
Yeah.
because we've never been put in that situation, and it is an easier way to make money. But is it ethical? Probably not.
Mm.
Is it easy? Yes. Like, how do
Yeah.
you, yeah, 50K a month is hard to pass up. And you don't, especially when you're starving. Women have done this for centuries, given their bodies to make money, to put food on the table. So I don't know. It's a hard ethical, moral question to ask. And since I've never been in that position, I don't know what I would do.
The thing is, though, Nick, this brings this up, which is great, but that's not everybody. That's
mean,
that is the what was the statistic? Brett Cooper did a whole video on it. The top 1% of OnlyFans models make the same you would at In-N-Out hourly, right? That's
really?
not 50K a month. Yes, that's the top 1%. So these girls that make the 50K like she does and up either came with a following from somewhere else, they got lucky because they picked up on it like right at the height, or they're famous.
Mm,
What's her
that is
bucket?
very true. I will say
Yeah.
that.
So so instead of the top 1%, they're like the top 0.5%. Those are the ones that are making the 50K, triple digits, whatever that you hear about. Oh no, it's fine. Everybody else on OnlyFans is making minimum wage, maybe slightly
Less
higher.
than, because
Mhm.
like I'm looking at what okay, full transparency, I make OnlyFans content, only show feet.
Only
Okay,
feats.
only show feet, only feet.
Only feats.
And I make definitely less than minimum wage based on
Right,
the stuff I
exactly.
put out, which is fine. Like, it's just an additional amount of content creation for me. And I come with a following, sure, if you want to call it that. And, I'm sure if I actually did the true ethought content, maybe I would make 50K a month. I don't know. I'm not going to do it because I'm not in a situation where I need to put myself in that part, like, yet. And I hope to never be in that. Hope not. Knock on wood. So, to each their own. I think you have to reap the consequences for what they are, depending on what you do with your life. And, if you do that, it's the same thing doing corn. You just got to accept it, right? People are going to find out. You can't help it. Maybe Bree should do only a feed. And yes, Eddie, this is something that I have thought about. I don't have kids, but I skip meals so my kids can have snacks. There's more ways than OF. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's up to you what you do. And that's up to her what she wants to do, Miss Cheeks and all. Andrew says, I think FNT has enough viewers that OnlyFeet could do well. It depends on what your likes are, to be honest. And yes, I will leave the e-thoughting to Gary Adam Waller.
It just, you know, when you catch it at the right time, and that is where a lot of these girls, sorry, I'm fixing my light. I'm here. A lot of these girls, you know, that started on this website, it was hardly anything before the beer bug
They're
hit.
the pioneers.
Yeah, and so when the beer bug first hit, everybody, you know, that got on that website real quick, that didn't have a following, you know, that wasn't famous, that capitalized on it, is making a buttload of money. But it's all the other people that are seeing that going, oh, this is an easy way out, that are not making, you know, as much as these other girls that caught it right when it was brand new. It's just like with anything, you know, like
Yeah, it's
you
like
invested in
investing,
stock.
right?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
GameStop, some people made a lot of money, most people didn't.
Yep, exactly. So same
So,
kind of thing. So,
uh, I did find the article about the 13-year-old boy. So it's a
oh,
13-year-old boy from Indiana, dies from self-deletion, says he was bullied. Indiana family is mourning the loss of a 13-year-old boy who died by self-deletion on Monday after parents say he endured a barrage of bullying at middle school. Now, the school district is hiring outside investigators to probe the allegations. In a phone interview with ABC News, the family members of Terry Badger III described a child who was outgoing, kind, and determined to reach the major leagues and play for his favorite team, the St.
no.
Louis Cardinals. Oh no. Uh, if I had to describe him in one word, it's a protector. His uncle, Tony Badger, said when he's on the field, he gives 150%. But if one of his teammates is struggling, he's always there to help them out. He has the biggest heart out of anybody in this family. I guarantee it, he added. Terry was eager to interact with anyone he met, regardless of his age, said his father, Terry Badger II, who described a moment at a high school football game where his son approached a group of military recruits. Terry walked right up to them and shook their hands and thanked them for the service, and every one of them broke down crying. He sounds like such a sweet little child.
That's
And this is why it breaks my heart, because it's like, this is something he should never have had to deal with.
Oh, this is just general bullying. That's even worse. I mean, it's all bad. Jeez.
It's all bad. I mean, like, if we just put in the fact that his mom's hot and kids were bullying him for that, like, still, that's not okay. So he displayed a precocious ability to relate to others. He suffered from bullying at Covington Middle School. He was being made fun of at all times. His mother, Robin Badger, said they put him down, told him he was a loser, told him he was fat, and that he should. Wow! K himself. Kids told him he sucked at baseball. Every haircut he had, they made fun of. Anything that kid did, they made fun of him, she added. So it sounds like he went through a barrage of bullying without the OF content. And I have
See what I mean? So this kid was just doing his own thing, and kids bullied him to the point where he couldn't take it anymore at 13. Now, add on that, your mom being naked on camera for everybody to see. Like, what? This kid didn't even have that. He just was doing his thing. And he was so nice. And other kids were making fun of him and bullying him because he was a nice, sweet kid that had dreams or whatever. Oh my
yeah.
God.
Oh, he
So
looks like
mean.
a
My
kid
kids are
that
being
would have been
homeschooled.
bullied too. I feel really bad because he looks like a sweet child. I feel bad because I can see kids being like, yeah, you're big, you're annoying.
Oh, hi, Elizabeth. She says this boy's father got to throw out the first pitch for the Cardinals. He finally got the ovation he deserved.
Oh, that's sweet.
I'm gonna cry.
So his father met with school employees twice about what his sons endured, alleging in the most recent meeting roughly 6 months ago, a teacher told him, there's nothing we can really do because they're kids and we're teachers and we can't control everyone. Now, this is something that
I mean, that's
I
fair.
have a problem with schools because especially nowadays with the whole social media, videotaping, you cannot discipline children like they usually could back in the day. And I'm not talking about beating a child at all.
Yeah.
You even
There's no
scolding a
punishment
child,
anymore.
you can't scold a child.
There's no
So,
punishment for bullies anymore.
They
There really
can get
isn't.
away with anything. And I will say this, I will defend the teachers saying this, that they really cannot do anything.
No. And the thing is like if this kid had stood up for himself and like punched his bullier guy and like shoved him or like tried to defend himself, he would have been suspended. So
Yeah.
I don't think this is the same kid, Tricky. This is not the same kid. This is just a general bullying situation.
Was this OF thing? Oh my God. Maybe I didn't search this right.
No, this is just a general bullying one, but the point still stands. Like, this is just a generic I say generic, but a generic bullying situation, and this is the outcome. Like, add on top of that a possible OF situation, and it's even worse. You know what I mean? Like, it just
Yeah.
kids can be so mean, and there's no consequences for it anymore. It's just awful.
Nick S puts, can anyone explain to me why men pay for OF where prawn is free for everyone? So from what I've experienced on what my OF is, I can say that there is an interactivity that you cannot, it's just like how gaming streamers are versus Hollywood actors. You have an interactivity that you can have. You can DM them, you can pay to DM them, you can get
Mhm.
personalized images,
Yeah.
videos in DMs where you can't do that with Hollywood actors or actresses, right?
Yeah.
Or same thing with corn stars. They just have the videos out there. That's it. You can be like, oh my God, how much is it for a picture of you saying, or like a video of you saying, I love you, X-ray girl, right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? That enhances the fantasy. The interactivity enhances it. So if you can find girls that you like, whatever content you like, and have that it's just bringing you that much closer into that type of relationship. And I mean, is it good? Is it bad? That's up to you to decide. I don't know. Even like us streaming like this interactivity that we're having, I personally really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Is it good? I don't know. In the end, maybe there will be a study in a few years about this. They're not there yet.
We're gonna be on a study.
Because
Ugh.
I'm gonna relate to this. Like Camelot, they did a video, Abraham Preach did a video about him where he released a video of himself being like, I had no friends. And when I finally did a meetup, I actually had friends, and he actually broke down crying. And it's like, you know, online has been nice for that, being able to interact with people. I would never be friends with Tugs
That's
if it
fair.
wasn't for the internet.
We wouldn't
We
know
would
each
never
other.
have met.
Yeah.
Most
Yep.
likely. Very most likely. Like
Very most likely.
infinitesimally teeny tiny.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true.
So, I mean, that's why I see the appeal of women wanting to do OF. It is an
Yeah.
easier way. We always look for an easier way to make money.
Yeah. And that's why there are people who play exactly this, Andrew. It's person to person interaction. It's person to person. That's what makes it special. I
Mhm.
would never be able to scare y'all. That's fair.
You could shut the front door. You scared me with farts. I remember.
Yeah, those parts. Ew.
Mhm. But it's one of the weird things where I personally don't care what you do, but you have to accept the consequences for your actions.
Mm-hmm.
Where,
Agreed.
because like I said, I do feet. I accept the consequences of my actions. I'm comfortable only doing what I do. If I have a children and people want to make fun of me for having feet out there, hey, I walk around with it for free.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So what is a girl to do? So yeah. Let's see. There's a couple other stories I found about OF models. Let's see here. We could comment on this. Women do not fart, but on blurps they fart. I'm not saying they, but the blurps fart, which is sound alerts.
I wonder if this is the same woman. Tampa Bay.
I don't know. Tampa Bay mom on OF says her kids are being bullied, banned from sports complexes. Tampa Bay mom
It
says
is the same woman.
is it? Oh, I
Yeah.
actually did. Oh no. I didn't expect this. Oh, there's actually an interview with her. So the kids are actually now banned from sports complexes.
Let's see. Her family have
Wow.
been harassed. Sarah's in the public eye. She's been doing R-rated work for the past 3 years. Because of it, her children have been bullied. Yeah, well, duh.
They're cute kids. I'm not gonna lie. They're
They're
cute.
cute kids.
Her husband and her are actually really adorable together. Ugh. Now that I'm achieving different things, I think it either intimidates others or makes them feel insecure about decisions they've made. And yet again, she's redirecting the responsibility
I don't
onto
think
you.
that that's it. I don't think that people are going back and going, "Gosh, I wish I had done that." I don't know that that's I mean, maybe one person is, but I don't know that that's the general rule you wanna go with there, ma'am.
Yeah. Sarah and Matt have 4 kids, 3 to 11. The couple said back in October, the 9-year-old was playing hockey at Ellington Ice and Sports Complex. He recalls a hostile environment where parents would get into
Oh
arguments.
my god. These
Say it. Just say it. Just say
Oh.
it.
Let me repeat this. Their 9-year-old was playing hockey. The husband, who's a beta bitch, I'm sorry, but you are,
Oh, pfft.
recalls a hostile environment when parents would get into arguments at a hockey game. Has he never been to a hockey game before? Our kid Camden gets hit in the glass right in front of Sarah, Matt said. And the father of the kid who hit Camden yelled, "Yeah, take that kid out." Oh my God, you're playing hockey. Oh my God, I can't. Oh my Lord Jesus, take the wheel. Sir, 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 please get some balls. Please get some balls. It's hockey. It's because of parents like this, and I can't scroll this article to read it more until she gets back. But I can't. Hockey is oh my god. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Our kid Camden gets hit into the glass right in front of Sarah, which happens. It's hockey. That's the whole point. The father of the child who hit Camden yelled, "Take that kid out." She turns around to him and says, "Seriously? Yeah, mom. Seriously. Do you not know sports? Do you not watch sports?" I realize the NFL has become very, very girly and you can't touch the quarterback. You're not supposed to hit each other because, ew, we might get hurt, which I understand on one level because there's a lot of studies with the helmet thing and like the brain damage. Okay, maybe, sure, fine. Maybe don't lead with your head, but you still get hit. Hello? What? But if you were to watch a real sport, hockey, college football, rugby is a really good one. You want to talk about people who don't leave alive? Rugby is a great way to like get injured. Love rugby. Every other sport, you have, oh my Lord Jesus, has she ever not watched a hockey game ever? Are you serious?
Where did we end off with?
Oh, I'm ranting.
Oh.
Okay. So take that kid out. Mom turns around to him and says, "Seriously? Seriously? You want him to take my kid out?" Yes, he's on the opposing team. That's the point. 3 days later, the Cheeks said, I'm so hot right now. They said they received an email from the general manager of the complex that said Camden was no longer allowed to play hockey, then their family is no longer permitted in the building. I highly doubt that was because of the fight. Well, that's not even a fight. Her being like, "Oh my god, seriously?" I highly doubt that was why. It was probably because, "Oh yeah, well, it's okay, Dad, because that mom shows her tits on screen, and it's fine." And that's probably what happened.
I'm just rereading what you wrote. So she got
How
hit in
dare
the
you?
glass. The kid got hit in the glass in front of the mom. The mom yelled about it.
It's
So
hockey.
it's not, you know what? It's not even about the kid and the mom's only fans. Like, she's just crazy.
She's just a Karen.
It, it
Oh
it's
god.
not, you have to take the risk. My parents, when I was playing soccer, I played goalie, and half the time I ended up in mud, dirty, and broken face. I honestly, I'm really glad I didn't get a deviated septum, but I got hit in
Yeah.
a lot in my face with shoes
Sports is
because I would.
violent. That's the
Yeah, sports are
point.
very
Or
violent, and when
it's
you're gold.
physical.
Anyway, so regardless of that, we knew we would get hurt. Dancing, I knew I would get hurt. And you kind of take it with the risk. Like, you do things, you get hurt.
Yeah.
Why are you going to get upset about your kid getting hurt in a sport where they get hurt often and always? I don't understand that.
Take
Um,
that kid out. Well,
that has
okay.
nothing to do with her OF.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, wow. Okay. I mean, she
Oh,
looks hot. She looks hot.
goodness.
If you're into that, our kids have having things happen to our children have been really hard because we turn off work we parents in that situation, and to see them get affected, it's probably the most heartbreaking thing anybody could experience. She said that she's been treated with respect professionally, but personally, it's a different story. Her family has faced harassment elsewhere. Wow.
This
Okay.
is not an example of harassment. Oh my God, Karen, sit. You know what? Maybe we should call CPS on you. I can't.
I mean, I don't know if that necessarily deserves CPS. I think she just needs a reality
She
check.
needs to chill out, is what she needs to do.
Hmm.
We've been harassed. You were at a hockey game where your son got board checked. That's the whole point of playing hockey. Oh my Lord Jesus, take the wheel.
I mean,
If you don't want your kids to get hurt, you make enough money, have them stay at home and get fat and not do anything with their lives and just fund them for the rest of their lives. And then they don't ever have to leave.
I personally wouldn't put my kids in hockey anyways, but that's just me. We have a few super chats here. We got Jason Webster for 10 Australian, now showing Sex Wars Episode 1, Rise of the Willy. It's a really good title. Join our protagonists, Princess Lena and Adam Han Solo, as they battle their arch nemesis, Darth Clap, starring Lena the Plug. That's actually perfect. I actually would watch that, given what we just watched in the last episode of For the
That's
Love
very
of Lena.
clever.
Oh wait,
That's
can I
very clever.
add this? Can I add this? As a caveat, there was a moment where Mr. Cheese and Big Little D were talking, kind of like an off camera but on camera type thing, where it's not like a good shot, and everyone, including Adam, called her Lena.
Oh,
Do you remember that scene?
yes, it's Lena.
And I was
Is
just
it?
laughing because your husband doesn't even know your name. He
Is it
wants to call you
Lena?
Lena.
Is it Lena? Is it ma'am? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe we should just call her Plug from now on. It'd be easier. Absolutely easier. So, yeah, Jason Webster with another 10 Australian says her children should not be bullied. It proves that one needs to think about where one engages in online activity, be judicious, weigh both positives and negatives before coming online, especially OF. And that's something for me that I actually weighed heavily. And even before I even went online, how many months was it before I was like, I'm not showing my face. I don't want to.
Yep.
Because there's a lot that comes with it. There's scrutinizing, and I understand why we're both big fans of The Bachelor, Bachelorette. We've seen it go positively and negatively at that point, and this was in 2020. So I didn't want to subject myself to it until I was mentally ready to, withstand it all. Because there are some people that hate you, and I'm very fortunate. I haven't had that much hate. I don't know about Tugs. I don't think you have had it. A little bit.
I get
but
my
not, like,
moments.
crazy.
But
Yeah. You gotta have thick skin for it. So yeah. Your children they did not make a decision to be part of it.
Yeah.
With the OF stuff. Like, it's not fair to them. Absolutely not fair. Deranged Lunatic, aka DL for $1.99 says, Tugs, even Jesus doesn't want to take the wheel.
Listen. Maybe. Also, Doc Savage, kudos. Tugs, rants are fired. Don't yell at me, please. Listen, all I'm saying is, if you don't want your precious little babies to get hurt, don't put them in sports.
It's actually true. Put them in
or gymnastics, or dance, or any of it.
I got really hurt in dance before. I got a huge hematoma, blood pooling in my ankle, where it was like, say this is my ankle, it was like this big.
Ooh, did they have to drain?
Bad. No, luckily enough, I didn't have to drain it. It just naturally, they just said let the lymph nodes do it. Yeah, that was particularly bad. That one, and when I got my foot caught under a wheel of a car, that was bad too. But healed from it eventually.
That was the car washing, charity raising situation for dance.
Yeah. Oh my God, I remember that was a bad one when I got caught under a wheel. My poor father, he felt so bad. So I got out of the car way too early when I thought, like, we were in a rush. and I stepped out and the car was still moving forward and it got
Oh.
caught. He had to roll back a tiny bit and he brought me to
Oh.
like the emergency. I was like, "Can you tell my teachers that I'm not coming to dance?" "No, we need to take you to the emergency room." I'm like, "But you need to tell them." He was like, "No, I'm not doing that."
We'll tell them later.
We'll tell them later, they'll have to suck it up. It's fine. Things
Yep.
happen. Stuff
Yep.
happens. We have J.A. Schwalbuck. Oh my gosh,
Yay!
for 49.79 says
That's
when
so specific.
I know, I love it. When I was in high school, I was a gymnast. Our coach's wife was a 5'3" blonde from England, a world trampoline champion. Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
With large boobies. Okay. She would work out with us at practice. Lots of fathers would come watch our practice. No
I bet.
problems. Oh, I'm sure. Did she have a trampoline too? But the thing is, okay, I will say this. She did the sport. She had a beautiful body because she did the sport. It's not necessarily she was using the sport to promote her body.
Right.
Intentions were different.
Yeah, there's a difference.
At least in that. So thank you, Jay Schwalbach, which he does another $22 on the Streamlabs side. Says, P.S. I'm 4 hours from LA. I should come down for LA Comic-Con. We'll only go if I can see you and Gary. Maybe. I think we're gonna go see, and don't quote me because I said I would only post this on social media once I knew for sure what the plans were. We might go see Godzilla.
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 Okay. I haven't seen any advertisement for that movie.
I've seen a little bit online, and Silent Night, which I'm super excited for.
I want to see that so bad.
So bad.
That looks good.
That what's his name from what's that Netflix show that he was on? It got canceled. Why is Sense8 coming to my head right now? What's his face?
Joel Kinnaman.
What was his show called?
Altered Carbon.
Altered Carbon. Thank you.
Oh, I'm like, huh?
Altered Carbon. So hot now. Altered Carbon. Sorry, Mark.
I like Joel Kinnaman. I thought he did a great job in the Suicide Squad movies too. He was a great Rick Flag.
Oh, yes, he did. He was in there. So yeah, if we end up doing that as like an open, maybe you can come join us, J.H. Schwalbach. That would be really fun. Thank you so much for your 2 super chats. Well, I guess Streamlabs donations. What does LTNS mean?
I don't know what this means. Jersey, I need you to, can you please explain? Thank you.
Thank you. Everyone in the chat knows except me, including my husband,
Kinnaman,
who's also in the chat.
He's such a great actor. He was awesome as Rick Flag. RIP, I miss him.
Okay, here's a couple more. We got Pierce Morgan asking OnlyFans model what her future children may think of her career, and she says they can cry in a Ferrari. I mean, it's
what if they want to cry in a Lamborghini? Ugh, rude.
How dare she? How dare she?
Their car status.
So apparently he asked her, Elle Brooke, 25 years old, about pursuing a controversial career in the infamous website. The exchange took place, blah, 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 blah. I'm just curious about you being someone who embarked on a law career, was obviously very bright, went to university, packed it in just for money to be effectively an online stripper. I mean, that's what you do, right? She says, yeah, way worse than an online stripper. Oh my God, this is funny. You know what? I think she has a good humor. He inquired, online strippers, just as you know, naked. I do things that are way more grotesque than that. She does corn, but it's all within what I want to do, and I absolutely love it. I'm really good at it. I could be a good lawyer, yes, but also, am I good at doing other things on video, on camera? Yes. Now, this brings up a good idea. So she obviously is able to do a pretty well-to-do job. Law is you have to be smart, and you end up making quite a bit of money. And then you have OF, which, I mean, could have an expiry date, probably does have an expiry date. We just don't know what the expiry date is as of yet. And I mean, ethically, in a good debate, what is better to do? And I think because she's 25 years old, she doesn't know the end of the tunnel, long-term consequences or positives that come with these choices. And I don't think a lot of young women do know that. Oh my God, your face right now.
What a waste of money. I mean, she makes
Going to law
every-
school?
Yeah, what a waste of money. And also, what a bitch. She went to law school. She went to law school, took that spot from somebody else, and then was like, here's my boobs. What? This is very much if Legally Blonde was a pornography instead of a legitimate movie. But what? Like, it's hard. Like, oh no, sit down. Oh my Lord.
I will say this. There are tons of people who go into different programs and end up leaving for whatever reasons. Let it be family, let it be other opportunities. And so if you want to count this as another opportunity, I don't hate you entirely for it, because like the school I went to, you could go and start, your university career and get into this, and then eventually get into medicine, depending on where you actually apply. You can apply after 3 years of university and then leave the program entirely. So it's like you took the spot, but it was a means to an end, and maybe law helped you be more organized. I don't know. I paid so much money to be in school, and that helped me where I am today. So I don't entirely hate her for it, but it's a lot of money gone for a good career, in my opinion.
A good stable career. Listen, I don't know. What do I know? I don't know nothing.
Yeah. So Morgan asks, how would you feel when you want to have kids yourself? She says, despite saying she doesn't want kids right now, Morgan pushed, implying that she could change her mind in the future. He says, so you will do at some stage, probably, right? When you do, are you going to be proud of you have your little ones and they look at you and go, didn't you want to be a lawyer, mommy? What happened? And you go, here, but look at all my stuff, Morgan says. She says they can cry in a Ferrari. I mean, she took the question better than I would say our previous OF model did. I think that I mean, I don't know her at all. I don't know her content. It's just I really think she probably doesn't want kids at this point. I mean, she could change her mind, but that's the thing. We know a lot of women out there who, I mean, I'm quite sure Zia doesn't want kids. And she won't have kids, and she won't have to worry about it. The impact of her kids.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that I just look at it and like, it's fine. You just do you. She sounds like she knows the consequences of it. And maybe by the time, if she wants to have kids, that she has kids, that she would stop doing it. Close up everything. It's gone for the most part. And then you'd have to look in the archives, deep archives, to find all the stuff. And people still find it, but you'd have to look very, very, very deeply for it. I don't know. What do you think about that? Do you think like that's a good attitude to have for it, or do you think it's like a means to an end for her? Like, I don't know.
I don't think it's a good attitude to have. I do think, and we all go through it. We're young and we think that, it's so far away, where I don't want this and I don't want to do that. And then it happens, accidentally on purpose, or you change your mind or whatever. And then there's just stuff that you regret doing. And you can't take it back. And I don't know. I think that's thing crying a Ferrari. So she's just very materialistic. So I hope she doesn't have kids, because the material things are not what kids are about. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
It's a
So if that's her mindset, I hope she doesn't have children.
And Tara does bring up a good point. So many women regret not having kids. And I mean, I hope she actually doesn't want kids, because then it's just things you don't have to worry about.
Yeah. It's a very selfish, CJ's right. It's a very selfish mindset, which again, nothing wrong with that mindset if that is going to be your mindset from beginning to end, right? We're all very selfish society at this point, and so everybody is selfish. I think it takes more courage to put your selfishness and your own needs aside for somebody else, whether that's your child, your grandparents, your wife, your husband, whatever. You take your selfish needs and you put them aside that is so much better, especially nowadays. But at the same time, like if she's not going to change this mindset that she doesn't need to be having children, this goes for anybody. That you don't need to be having children because we don't need any more of those in the world. It's time for a shift, in my personal opinion. It's time for people to kind of pull their heads out of that mindset and look around and have more empathy and more sympathy. And the reason we don't have that anymore, and that's where she's at. Well, they can go cry in a Ferrari. Okay, well, what about the 13-year-old kid who's crying in a van because his mom has her boobs everywhere? Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. What do I know?
Yeah, and Sully brings up a good point here. A lot of strippers are paying for school, but it's not on the internet. Absolutely. And with stripping, there is a lot of red tape that comes with it. The security people don't allow cameras. The only people who know are the people who go there frequently. So there's a lot of protection on that. We've talked to Leanne Starr about like her experiences, being a stripper. And I think it actually ends up being safer in a sense.
Yeah, there's a lot of rules at strip clubs. Yeah,
and
a lot of rules.
I don't know. Being selfish, I think you don't know sacrifice until you get to that point. And even then, we've seen parents who don't know how to sacrifice for their kids because they end up putting themselves above their children a lot more. I'm not saying anyone I know specifically, but overall, it kind of sucks because that statement that parents have said where, why should I change my life for a kid once they come in to my life? What? Are you kidding me? You really have to change your life for children. You are gonna take care of them. You're the reason that they live, that you're the reason they grow up to be who they are. A big portion of it up to like 4 or 5 years old. And then there's the school you have to deal with, but you're a huge portion of it. So learning to self-sacrifice, it's one of the hardest things anyone can do. And it brings me to what Shad said during our interview, it's the best thing you could do. You don't realize it because it sucks at that moment, but there is a lot of reward that comes with it. So, yeah.
Yep, I agree.
Let's see here. Anything else here? I want to be careful not to completely glamorize sex work for the younger generation. Whilst I'm very happy with my choice, it's not always bells and roses. So it's important that you educate yourselves on the risk and long-term impacts before becoming a worker. Here's for advice always, she wrote.
Well, Alicia, I guess kudos. She's got that mindset.
And that's where I say, like, you have to understand and be accountable for all of it. And I feel like, at least from that statement, it makes me more confident that she may be better off with her choice and she may be happier with her choice than some of the other things that we have seen, at least from tonight.
Yeah. Kudos for her for saying that. Whether she believes it or not, I don't know.
But that's the hard part. At 23 years old, I say from 19 to 25, I actually didn't want kids.
Yeah.
I don't know what changed, but I want kids. So
yeah. Yeah. That is a big, huge thing. Is you always get told. I know my sister. She's the only one I know that didn't change her mind. She still doesn't want them. So
good for her.
I mean, yeah, heck yeah. I'd rather her not have them because she doesn't want them.
A lot of stuff that happens with it. Jason Webster for 10 Australian, thank you so much, says, when I was 10 years old, I once had a rock go through my right knee. I soon tore the wound slightly open. After it healed for many years, I walked towards anyone. It looked like my knee was talking. Oh my goodness, you poor thing. Sounds like you need surgery from that. Oh, thank you for the 10 Australian, by the way. And another 10 Australian from Jason says, in 93, my job before college was cleaning and backing cars out of the booth of a local spray painting business. I once backed a $250K Lamborghini Countach?
I don't know.
Into a street light. It sounds like I was driving, if that's the case.
And you no longer had that job.
Oh my God.
Oh,
The most
no.
expensive car I ever drove was an Audi R8. I didn't like it. It was too powerful. Too much power under my feet. So I
can't.
would imagine driving a Lambo is even more powerful than that. Did you enjoy doing it besides when you crashed a little car accident?
I could not do it. I could not do valet or anything like that. That would stress me out all day. Like driving all these fancy cars around. Oh, heck no.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Am I going to have a baby? I hope so. If I don't, then that's okay too. Mark is what changed that? No, I actually made sure that he wanted kids in case I wanted kids. And, you know, I think the hard part with women is that, especially when you get older into our ages, we'll say above 30, that there's this inherent fear of not having kids out of the sheer inability to have kids. And I've seen enough, let's call it, I've seen a lot of traumatic abortions that it really has scared me. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh, wait, what? This is real? Audi owns Lamborghinis. I had no idea.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
That is cool. Oh, so Audi and R8 have similar power. I've never driven a Lambo, so I have no idea. I don't want to drive an Audi again. No, I like my very weak car.
Yeah, my little old Acura. I used to work for the fleet department for our police department back home in Vegas, and I've seen what happens, the power a Lambo has and what that can do to a human and another vehicle, and no thank you. Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Is that scary? Okay. Well,
that's enough for me. I'm good.
Never find that out. Okay, maybe this will be one of the last articles we look at because this is disgusting in my opinion. I just looked at the title. I didn't actually read into it because
I'm scared.
I want to show you my genuine reaction. OF star discovers father is subscriber. Hottest daddy user was my dad. Sorry, your face.
It's not a flag, but I'm waving it. It's red. Ma'am, somebody check dad's basement immediately.
I have been very honest with my parents because this is the type of like content I always want to do is I'm like, Mom, Dad, look what I do. And I showed them my gaming, my OF. But if you do adult content, I really hope like your father does not see your content. Oh, yeah, red flag. And I love that her dad is called the hottest daddy user.
Did she not recognize him? This has to be one of those things where she was adopted and didn't know it was her dad, right? No, right?
I don't know. Like I said, I didn't actually read it. So, stuff unraveled for an OF user named London when she realized her father had subscribed to her channel and had been faithfully, quotes, faithfully watching her saucy content on a monthly basis. Ugh! Me realizing the hottest daddy user was my dad getting all my content on my OF every month. She's from San Diego. Real life story. She titled the eye-popping post, which has raked over 85K views and more than 300 comments from concerned critics. Bruh, this has to be a crime. Ain't no way, Inkton. One perturbed commenter. Do you continue to talk to your dad after finding something out like that? Another question. It's like walking into your parents having sex. I would not want to do that. Nope. And it's even worse when it's the opposite way, I would imagine, right? And the worst part is he willingly walked into it.
That's, yeah. I mean, I can see where maybe she know if it's just the user and he doesn't have a profile picture, or if he has like a different profile picture, okay, maybe I can see where she didn't know, but he definitely knew. So again, somebody check the man's basement.
Yeah. I mean, even if she looked like her mom, I'm sorry, bro. That's gross.
Is her
That's your
mom on
daughter.
OnlyFans? Is this like a mom-daughter
I mean, I
situation? He
don't know.
mistook the two?
I would not want to do OF content with my own mother. Ew!
Well, not with, but like, are they both on OnlyFans and he got confused? You can tell who's who. Bull
I'm
crap.
sorry. If you have to subscribe to your wife's OnlyFans, that's also like what? What? This is beyond simpery at this point. Like you get that stuff for free. You got that stuff for free. You had it so free. You had a child. Why are you subbing to their OnlyFans?
Oh my god. All right, we must know more. I have to know more. Please tell me it's like an adoptive situation. I beg you.
Okay. So, other virtual evaluators bash the woman's unnamed father. You know what's horrible? A lot of men do not touch their kids, but but fantasize about it. Oh my god, that's so disgusting. That's sick AF. I'm so sorry, girl. I can't imagine how you feel. Well, why would you put that on like social media if you really were disgusted by it? Oh my god. Tricky, you do bring up good thought. I mean, they're OF girls that don't show their faces. Kind of hope this is one of them. I really do too.
Oh, I didn't think about that. That could be a possibility. That could be a
If
possibility.
it is that, then I could be maybe just a little bit better off than my original thoughts. Do you want to watch the TikTok? I kind of want to watch the TikTok.
Sure. Oh, or not. Where'd it go?
Oh, wait, it's not the TikTok.
Did she take it down?
It's like it's Spanish. It's Spanish,
Oh.
so we wouldn't even understand it if it is her. One observer wrote, "I hope you guys don't live under the same roof," which she replied, "What if we do?" and punctuated the remark with a skull emoji. Is this a troll to get viral?
Oh my god, this girl. We love a supportive father.
Wait, where is that?
If you keep reading.
Okay. A small faction of her less judgmental followers countered the dad comment with praise, applauding the woman's dad for supporting her daughter's online business venture. No. He can just give her money directly and not give him any money to OF. I'm sorry. That is a waste of money if that's the case, if he wants to support her. Does that mean he is a good or bad dad? Sounds supportive to me, says a daddy defender. Daddy defender. We love a supportive father, chimed another, using several hand clap emojis to emphasize their excitement. I'm sorry. No.
Not without more context. Like, I need context.
Okay, this is how I look at it. I told Mark, there is no point in you super chatting me.
Yeah.
Right? There is no point because guess what? YouTube takes 30% of it. I love that you super chat me. I love that you want to give memberships or whatever, but it really is lessening the money by doing that. And it is the same thing. You're giving however much the percentage for OF by doing this.
Yep.
It's not supporting her, it's supporting OF.
Just give her money for her birthday or something. Jeez.
Plus,
I hope she doesn't do face. I hope. I'm just praying that this is a troll, and if it's not a troll, that she doesn't show her face and he didn't know. I beg the Lord. The Holocron's like, I'm going back to bed. I don't blame you.
You're probably better off. In January, an OF model known as Carla Ramirez published a viral video shaming her anonymous father for not only subscribing, but also offering to pay her money to play with play with herself on video.
Man!
Jesus, Dad. When my dad
check that one's basement.
Okay, wait. Let me think. When my dad has been buying my OF content through not one, but 2 accounts. How do you know this, by the way? And was a personal client of mine on both accounts for over a year, Ramirez said in a text of her trending clip, which amassed 16.8K views. And the only way I found out who he was is because he had called me to play with myself for $150. And I could hear my mom in the background talking on the phone.
Oh,
That
it
is
gets worse. I
disgusting.
kept reading. This is
That is
I'm
disgusting.
going to bed too. Good night.
In a subsequent post, she claimed her father had been attracted to her since she was really young and recounted several incidents in which the man abused her during childhood.
Well,
Yeah,
that makes
that
sense.
man needs to go to jail.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But
911.
that is disgusting. And this is where I
really
watched
need to write
a
that.
recent video. Sydney Watson, she explored how men um in the 90s or 2000s have been into youth, and I'm saying underage women, and how that is kind of like been a thing. And maybe they've been trying to make it okay. I don't know specifically, but she goes into it pretty well. And it's actually quite interesting. Like the idea that there were celebrities with a countdown clock till they're 18.
Oh
Like, if you
yeah.
think about
Oh
that
yeah. Emma
now, like, it's
Watson.
disgusting. And I brought this up,
Watson.
Pretty Little Liars, which is it's a show that I really, really loved when I was a kid. The relationship between Lucy Hale's character and a teacher is absolutely freaking disgusting now to me. And I can't watch
Yeah.
the show because
Well, if you think that's bad, go back and watch Gossip Girl.
oh, I'm sure. I'm
And all
sure.
the things they're doing there, and they're supposed to be. I mean, I think the actors were older. I can't remember now at the time, so don't quote me on it. But the characters
The
were in high
actors are
school.
older, but the characters were young. Like
Yeah,
in this,
like
she was
16.
16.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
You are, as a teacher, at least 22 years old.
Mhm.
That, no. And
Yep.
that type of behavior is perpetuated in a lot of the content that we were experiencing back in the day. And look at freaking the Cash Me Outside girl. She, as soon as she turned 18, she had OF and made millions and millions and millions of dollars. And think about the men who subscribed to that. Mm-hmm.
Somebody call 911 on her dad, please.
Yeah. I think it's we have turned a blind eye with the media that I'm speaking at least for myself, where it's kind of romantic thinking, oh my God, what if we did date our teacher we thought was hot and sexy and all that?
Mm-hmm.
But if you think about it on the other side of things, the man's perspective, that is not okay. You know? Yes, the barely legal trend. Thank you, Tricky.
Yeah, but she's not wrong because I remember growing up, Emma Watson had a countdown for her to turn 18. And then it was okay for men to drool, like not the kids that were her age, because we were her age when the movies came out, roughly. I'm talking like men. There was a legit countdown, a website countdown when Emma Watson turned 18. And it started when she was 14, I think.
And even the Olsen twins.
One step closer. One step closer. The website was like one day closer for her to be legal. One day closer.
Yeah.
It was weird.
The Olsen twins had a countdown.
Yes.
And
oh my
it's
God,
the
I
thing,
forgot about that.
not only was it about these young girls, but the idea that it's twins, like that makes it better. Like
Well,
come on.
Yeah, because a lot of guys got that twin fantasy going, not that age. Jeez Louise, let's settle down. But twin fantasies are a thing. I'm just saying.
I suppose it's just, yeah.
Oh my
I become
God,
old
yes.
enough.
I forgot all about
Millie
that.
Bobby Brown had a countdown.
Drake had one for her. Drake had one for her.
Aren't they like friends too?
Which makes it worse. Because he's 30-something years old and he had a countdown for her to turn 18.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's
let me see.
disgusting. I mean, she's cute, I suppose. I wouldn't consider her hot, but that's just me. I mean, it's wild that there's a lot of people who are into these underage women. Britney Spears is another one. Christina Aguilera was another one. It's just been a thing.
Yeah,
And
okay,
then,
back in 2018, 14-year-old Millie Bobby Brown explained how Drake, 31 at the time, would give her advice about boys and recently texted her saying, I miss you so much.
hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad she's engaged to a man that's appropriate for her age.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is disgusting. Yeah, the R. Kelly thing is disgusting.
Yeah.
He definitely needed to stay in jail for that.
Yeah.
Let's turn this into a more positive route. I think we got a deep, dark rabbit hole here. Jason Webster for 5 Australian says, surprisingly, the owner of the business said, no worries, I have another panel here, and kept my job.
Yay! Nobody was the
Yay!
wiser. We love a good cover story. I love it.
Thank you, Jason. And Riceland Major has become a Lush member. We love our Lushes. I am a complete Lush tonight, so
I need to
I
go
am
wine shopping.
a bottle deep. Chris Gore, if you're here, I cannot wait to drink with you. I don't know, I had to blow, but I did.
Wow. Might need another shower. Yeah. I would.
But in any case, I think
Go read your Bibles.
I'm tired of looking at OF women and their mistakes.
I'm gonna go watch The Bachelor now.
I think so. Yeah, we need something positive to happen at least tonight.
Hokies, no. I see your joke. You stop that.
Rice Lemeasure for $5. Are you planning on watching Godzilla -1 and reviewing it? Looks good. So interested to know. I think what I will do is if we see it tomorrow night, Gary, myself, Kara, and anyone else that's with us, probably Chris Gore and Alan for sure. Maybe Philip from Project Egg Roll. If we see it, might do like a quick video and just upload it.
Like a instant reaction?
Yeah, nothing crazy, just a Twitter or even YouTube, like a short if it's less than 60 seconds. I'll probably be like, oh, Godzilla, so amazing. Oh, dragon. Woo. I don't know. There's my review.
Yay!
But yeah, I get to meet my father, internet father and internet brother tomorrow. So I'm really excited about that. I miss hugs, by the way. I know you moved to Tejas. And
I am in Tejas.
It's not close anymore because you would have been so close if you're in
I know. I was just telling Duke that. I'm like, they're all going to be in LA. I could have driven down there for a day.
Yeah, if you were in Vegas, but you know, it's okay. It's okay.
That's okay.
There will be a time that I'm going to go to Texas, and you know, I will hang out with you soon.
We'll have to go to Fredericksburg and go wine tasting.
Ooh, guys, we've been planning this for the last since we started Poor Choices. We've wanted to go to a winery or a whiskey brewery and just live stream from there and get drunk.
Yeah.
But
we got lots of options in the Texas area. There's the vodka, the Tito's vodka distillery is out here. The Supernatural and barbecue, the Supernatural actors, their beer brewery is out here. Of course, lots of wineries everywhere. So,
I am down for that. So it just sounds so fun, and I'm like, I never anticipated this happening so soon. You moving to Texas, I honestly thought it was going to be in another year. Since meeting Duke. Honestly. And before even meeting Duke, I knew that was down the road. So
it happened real quick. Thank you.
I'm really happy for you.
We're really happy here. So, and he starts work on Monday. So hopefully he'll like his job.
We have Jason Webster for 10 Australian. You're sponsored by Jason Webster today, by the way, and Raider. For 10 Australian. Oh, and Jake Schwalbach. I once heard a noise when I looked out the window. A car parked right outside the house. Occupants were doing it. It was the neighbor's daughter and her boyfriend. He had parked in the wrong place. Oh my God.
I thought you were going to be like, it was the neighbor's daughter and her dad. I was like, oh God. No.
Oh, God, that would be so disgusting.
Thank God it was her boyfriend.
Oh God.
Jeez.
You know, yeah, I think a lot of kids do that. The car.
Oh, yeah. Especially if you used to live with your parents. Yeah,
it's just the only way you can get privacy. So, I mean, I wouldn't do it outside your house. Come on. There's better places to do it. And especially if you live in the country, then there's a lot of really good places to do it. I mean, I was with Mark. I go, that's a good place to have sex. That's a good place to have sex. But like we're adults. We have a home to do it in. So we're not gonna
Mile
do
High
it. But like
Club.
as kids, when you're in the country, there is a lot of places to do it. So yeah. I'm glad
I
it
like
wasn't
to
with the dad.
do it. I like to
Yeah.
do it. Do it.
Yeah. At least we're in the car. Absolutely.
That's fair. That's fair.
And Andrew's right. This just asking for your dad to come out and beat up your boyfriend
Right? It's like, dang.
and cause a scene. So
And get arrested and all kinds of
yeah,
things.
that would be public indecency or
Mhm,
indecent
mhm,
exposure. So
mhm.
yeah. All right. Tugs. Anything coming up you want to promote? By the way, chat, Kick. Tugs's Kick. You need to
Oh,
sub.
yeah.
How many are we
The
at now?
hiccups. 73.
73. We need 2 more for her to get to
Wow.
that monetization. So if you do have a Kick account, please sub to Tugs's Kick. And what else? Is coming up for you.
Everything is down here where you can find. Oh my gosh, I have the hiccups. Where you can find me. I'm so sorry. Kick is new. We've just been hanging out on Kick. I'm 2 away from 75, which is the final step in monetization. So if you have a Kick and you like seeing me here, wait until you see my gaming skills. It's great. I'm a professional. Go ahead and follow me on there or Twitch, whichever you prefer. But yeah, Kick, we're 2 away. I don't have anything scheduled. I'll probably go live tomorrow while Duke is asleep. So tomorrow morning, probably like
You need
9
to
in the morning.
play Planet Coaster. I actually quite like it. It's a
I
it's a
saw
little
you
different
playing
from
that.
Yeah. I think you'd have quite a bit of fun because at least for the tutorial aspect, I've been in the beginner maps.
No, that's fair. We probably should have done that with Parkitect. You know what though? I
You
love
can play
Parkitect.
well, Parkitect, we just like went right in.
I loved that though. That was so fun.
It was
We have to
fun.
do that again. For those of you that missed that, the stream is on my Kick and Twitch. It's on her, all of her Kick, Twitch, Rumbles, YouTubes, everywhere. All of that. Mr. Porkchop just uploaded the version on his YouTube account. Like if you want to catch the replay, we had entirely too much fun. It was so fun.
Yes, I
So,
quite
so
loved it. So Kick is like the Twitch version. It's like a gaming platform where you can watch people game.
It's very similar to Twitch. I gotta figure out how to get like alerts on. I don't know if that comes with monetization or if they just haven't done it yet. But
Just on Kick, you could probably put in the description or something blurps because I think you can link your Kick once you're monetized as well.
well, I have my blurps on there. Yeah, I'm just talking about like when they follow me or something. I don't have those alerts.
Oh, I
so I don't
have
know
no
if they don't
idea.
have that
I
option
think
yet. Yeah.
JH Schwalbach put something about that in our like Geeks and Gamers chat. So maybe go back in it. But
Yeah.
anyways, you can do the same with me. I'm on Kick, YouTube, Rumble, Locals,
She's
everywhere as X-Ray Girl. I'm sure if you Google me, you can find it. I am going to be in LA for the next couple of days up till Monday. Please, if you can, follow my YouTube. I'm probably going to do a couple of live streams and turn into member streams on my YouTube channel. So if you want to see myself, Carolyn, Gary, Chris Gore, Alan Ing, Philip from Project Eggroll doing some crazy shenanigans, you can find us over there. Oh, and I get to see Anna, that Star Wars girl again. I'm so excited. And me, Danica, 19. So lots of great things coming up ahead. So yeah. Make sure you follow Tugs. I really want to get her to monetization. I love supporting people like that. And that way she can make some
some extra cash.
She can grift.
I can grift. I promise I'm fun. I promise.
She's very fun. So much love to you guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Next week we do have I believe, don't quote me 100%, we have Lee, the capable gentleman, on Dad's
Did he
Cast.
finally get back to you? Yay!
I will confirm, of course. I'm like 90% sure it's him. And yeah, lots of good stuff in the future. So I can't wait to chat more with y'all. Love you. Bye.
Bye.